ACL Nation, the 2018-2019 ACL season is over. Just the championships remain, and you know what that means. It's time for power rankings. Gonna do something a little bit different this week. I'm gonna look up the 5 best lineups for the WCO World Cup. We're going to rank those and look through them together. We're also going to chat with ACL pro Sean Short coming off of his big win at the ACL Final Chase with pro partner Jay Dotson. This is the ACL Throwdown. Yes, ACL pro Sean Short going to be chatting with us this week. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes. It is conference power rankings time. My favorite way to stir the pot and to have some fun with some ACL fans. Like I said, this time I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of trying to rank the conferences by how they've been finishing recently, I'm strictly going to look at WCO World Cup lineups. The top 16 players in each conference that will be traveling to the championships to represent that conference in that $25,000 WCO World Cup. For those of you that don't know the format, 16 players per team. 4 players play singles, 4 teams play doubles, and you have 1 crew cup team, which is a 4-person team. So that is 16 players total. 9 matches, meaning you have to win 5 of them. So you can win 4 singles matches in the Crew Cup in advance, 2-2-1, 3-2, whatever it may be. You got to win 5 out of your 9 matches in order to advance in the bracket. Be a straight up double elimination traditional bracket. So let's look at these teams. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to start with number 5 because oh man, we're just going to get all the yelling and screaming at me out of the way. Now, number 5, I'm going to start with the Great Lakes Conference. Now, that's kind of near where I was having them recently in my power rankings, but strictly I'm looking at lineups here. And I'll tell you what, the number one reason that this team is at number 5 and not higher is strictly because of depth. When I look at 1, 2, 3, and 4, the top 4 players in this conference, I see Ryan Windsor, Jay Rubin, Dave Sutton, and Dave Morse. That is nasty. That's a very good top 4 in the conference. I think those 4, if they play singles, will rival any other conference that has their 4 best singles players. So they have no problem at the top of the conference. Where it goes down, we're going to need to see some good performances by the bottom half of the 16-team conference. So we have Mike Jacquis, Bob Bonch, Danny Seals, Derek Singleton, Dustin Butler, Sebastian Schaefer-Ford, Miguel Villa, Bryson Jacobs, Chris Novi, Steven Ochoa, Tom Gorski, and Jeremy Schermerhorn. So that's the 16 that will represent the Great Lakes Conference, assuming they all make the trip. So who knows? It would not surprise me if the Great Lakes go on a big run if their top players can carry it and they can get some big wins from their depth. Number 4, this is where chaos begins. And I'm going to explain why this is going to be chaos, or you're going to see just in a second. Number 4, the Southeast Conference. Gasp. Everybody just lost their minds. The team or the conference that I've had number 1 ranked the entire season coming in at number 4 in my lineup card, really for one major reason. They're missing some of their best players. Some of their best players did not qualify for the WCO World Cup team, didn't get their events in. Guys like Scott Lane, Ashton Spiess, and Dalton McClem, 3 players that are completely missing from this event that could completely flip this from a number 4 team to a number 1 team. Having 5 or 6 elite players is much different than having 9 or 10 elite players at the top level. So that is the reason they're dropped down. If we look, again, look at the top 5 of this conference. It is ridiculous. Even the top 6. Noah Wooten, Sean Anderson, Kyle Malone, Matt Sorrells, Tanner Halbert, and Cheyenne Renner. That is an unbelievable lineup at the top heavy. The problem is I need to see some performance by the depth. So we'll look down here. I see Tex Chrisman, Davis Streaker, Kevin Smith, Emery Parker, Colby Usry, Chad Fisher, Scott Schultz, Samantha Finley, Rosie Streaker, and Burt Blackwell. So I see players like Sam Finley, Burt Blackwell, and Colby Usry. I see guys down there. I know they have the potential, but the problem is I need to see a lot of consistency from them. They need to really play well in this WCO World Cup if the Southeast is going to take home the victory. Number 3, the Mid-South Conference. So this is the conference that I thought was head and shoulders the number 1 team going into this same event last season, and they lost relatively early. They had some bad performances across the board, but they're still outrageously talented. I mean, from top to bottom, they may be the most talented conference if you're just looking at pure talent. The problem is I just haven't seen the finishes besides a couple few select players in this conference. I need to see more consistent play. Let's go down the list. Matt Guy, Eric Zockline, Philip Hayden, Damon Dennis, Jimmy McGuffin, Derek King. That's 6 already. This is nasty. Lester Price, Greg Geary. So those top 8 are very, very good. Now let's look at the bottom half. Johnny Lang, Cole Whitehead, Terry Mathis, Corey Morrison, Jake Woodall, Brett Guy, Megan Maupin, and David Lucas. Again, a lot of players that don't have big game experience. So it's going to be a test. If they get in that semifinals, that finals match, are they going to be able? Is that bottom half going to be able to perform? Mid-South at number 3. All right, here's the who's 1, who's 2. I'm going to start with number 2, the Mid-East Conference. Now, these 1 and 2 have just unbelievable depth in their conferences, and that's why they're sitting at 1 and 2. So obviously, doing your math, ladies and gentlemen, you know the Atlantic Conference is going to be my number 1. But let's look at number 2 real quick. I'm just going to go straight through, and then we're going to talk about it. Cody Henderson, Jay Dotson, Adam Hissner, Trey Birchfield, Ken Schaaf, Devin Harbaugh, Barry Hempy, Stacia Pugh, Chucky Love, Brandon Corwin, Eric Anderson, Ron Kugel, Jeff Reynolds, Sean Short, Christine Papke, and Chad Braun. Chad Braun and Christine Papke are their 15 and their 16 seeds. That is ridiculous. An unbelievably stacked lineup. I don't know who's going to play singles here. You could pick any 4 of these, and I think they'd have a shot. I think it's really going to depend on their top 4. I talked about the first 3 teams. Will those bottom half perform? I know from top to bottom this is going to be one of the hardest teams to beat. What I want to know, are their top players, are there Cody Henderson, Jay Dotson, Adam Hissner, and Trey Birchfields, are they going to get their win if they're playing singles? So if they're going to front load their roster with some heavy hitters, those heavy hitters have to win. So let's see if they can get it done. If they can, it's going to be tough to take down this team. And finally, number 1, the Atlantic Conference. The defending champions, I gave them some doubt earlier in the year. I just wanted to kind of rile them up a little bit. But to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you could put together much better of a top 16 than what I am looking at right now at the Atlantic Conference. Let's go down the list. James Baldwin, James Washington, Leston Allen, Ryan Smith, Mike Lucas Jr., Matt Morton, Alan Rockwell, Jamie Hudson, Jordan Kamba, John Kitchen, Jay Corley, Wally Justice, Eric Stowe, Brad Powers, Kenzie Beach, and Michael Dingus. Just going through, let's count the number of people that have been on ESPN networks before. James Baldwin, yes. James Washington, yes. Leston Allen, not yet. Ryan Smith, yes. Michael Lucas Jr., yes. Alan Rockwell, Jordan Kamba, and Michael Dingus. That is 7 out of the 16 players have made it on an ESPN broadcast. That doesn't even count guys like Leston Allen, Matt Morton, and Jay Corley, who have either won events or finished in the finals of events that have been off of the ESPN broadcast. So just top to bottom. Oh, and I forgot Wally Justice. That's an 8th that's been on an ESPN broadcast. So it's ridiculous. They're stacked top to bottom. They're the team to beat. And if somebody's going to take them down, we're going to have to see some big upsets. So good luck if you're playing the Atlantic Conference. They're nasty top to bottom. But, hey, that's why we play the game. Anyone can play and anyone can win. I hope I've not upset you too bad by my conference rankings, my team rankings. But if I have, you can just let me have it in the comments. I'm excited to read them all. Let's get to my conversation with ACL Pro Sean Short. Get him talking about his performance so far this season, his big win in Connecticut, and of course, the championships to come.
ACL Pro Sean Short. Shorty is on the show this week, coming off an incredible win at the 2019 ACL Final Chase with pro partner Jay Dotson. Shorty, first, I just got to say thank you for coming on. Congrats on the big win. And just first thoughts, what was that big win like? What has the reaction been from friends and family, and what's it meant to you?
Oh, yeah. First off, thanks for having me on here. Appreciate it. First thoughts of winning is probably finally. Me and Jay both had big expectations, and it was like they never was coming or whatnot. But, yeah, it was very exciting, very happy for both of us. Big-time win. Probably we're thinking a little late. We was hoping earlier in the year to have one of these by now, but maybe it's coming at the right possible time going into the Nationals.
Absolutely. If you guys are peaking, if you're going to peak at any point during the season, at the end is obviously where you want to do it for sure. You mentioned the struggles at the beginning of the year, and I even talked to Jay a little bit, and he's a tough partner on you, but you guys are tough on each other. And he said to me at the beginning of the year, he told me, he goes, Shorty's struggling a little bit, but he's going to get there. And well, what do you know? This national, on that broadcast, I really felt like you did most of the work. You did a lot of the scoring. You were the one, he was leaning on to carry him through. What does it mean to you to be the one kind of at the forefront of the scoring, the forefront of the winning, knowing that at the beginning of the year you had your struggles?
Yeah, it feels good to be the one to carry. He's carrying me most of the time, no doubt. But yeah, it feels, just up there on stage, in the spotlight. It's like, all right, just do what we do. And, it's just exhilarating really to know that, hey, I finally showed up, one time. And, kind of relieved, but it's the same thing too, is like, neither one of us want to have the load on your shoulders. It's nice when we both kind of connect. But when one's hot, it's you want to ride that till it ends, man.
Yeah, for sure. One time. I heard that phrase a lot this weekend. And one thing that was underrated was your performance in the Devour competition. You came up just a little bit short to James Baldwin, but man, that 21-20 game was surely a good one to watch. But one thing that people don't realize is that you are an old school cornhole player. You were around before a lot of these new generations came in. You were playing back pre-2012, and then you took a long extended break and then came back. And I gotta say, when you took that long break, how hard was it to get back into it? What were some of the trials and tribulations that you went through in order to get back to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing basically since 2008, when I first started, going out to tournaments and playing, competitively. Uh, and then taking my break, I took 5 years off, pretty much because, my son was born, and I was starting a new job. So, and that's when me and Jay was playing a little bit then, uh, and he wanted to play with me, the following year, and I said, no, I'm not playing, I'm done. And then, sitting out all those years, occasionally I'd talk to the guys, see this or that, but, really missed the people, missed the game. So, just, well, I forget when it was, 2016 maybe, me and Jay was at the local tournament and started talking about it and kind of was like, all right, let's try it again. It's been way harder than I imagined, but in respect, it's because there's way more people at the highest skill level since I've come back, and it's been a struggle for me mentally, just thinking, wow, it's hard to beat anyone, let alone get a victory. So I've had some struggles, especially in the singles, just a mindset thing. Uh, Jay's probably had more confidence in me than I have in myself. Uh, so luckily with him being able to kind of push me, uh, and we struggle too. We don't get to play as much as a lot of guys do, as far as just lack of tournaments around us. And my son is in sports, so it's been hard the last couple of years really to put the time in that's needed to get at a high level and stay there.
But I will say I gotta give you all the respect in the world, to fight through that and be able to get back and get that big win. I know it's a momentum swing for you guys. It's a checkpoint in this journey that you're on, and I'm excited to see where it's going to take you. So, and just looking forward, we got the one event left of the year. It's the big one. It's the World Champions 2019 ACL World Championships in August. It's going to be the culmination of this year, and I just got to ask straight up, you as a singles player, you as a doubles player with Jay, whatever else you're going to play in, what is Shorty looking to accomplish at these championships?
Personal goal is just to show up and, actually have a good to decent finish. All my singles have been, not the greatest, but it's, a lot of that's a mental, game with myself. But yeah, just being up and, I'm not going to say placement wise, but just knowing that, hey, you know what, I pretty much shot really well and come up short. If it comes up short or win the singles will be awesome. Just trying to get the mindset right, will be the biggest thing, but with momentum going in will surely help.
For sure, and maybe we'll get a few more taglines out of you. Anytime you and Jay get on that main stage, I walk away with a new phrase I like. So
yeah,
we
got
new ones for me.
Yeah, we brought out the nice sack a little bit this weekend. A lot of people are saying it. It's just fun coming up with catchphrases that people catch on to, no matter who it is. Just having fun, and that was the main. Up on stage was a lot of fun. Getting in the zone, staying there, and actually finishing. And, goal going into the championships, of course, would be to win the championship doubles. But, anybody can win. Everybody's playing at the high skill level. Probably got targets on our backs. So,
yeah, and looking to get some cash too. But I've had a pleasure watching you guys this season. I had a pleasure watching you guys in Connecticut. I can't wait to see how you guys do at the championships. Sean Short, ACL Pro. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you sitting down and chatting this week.
Thanks, Trey, for having me on. I want to say thanks to ACL for everything that they have been able to accomplish. And I do want to say good luck to all the throwers that are going to be at the championships.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, have a good one.
ACL Pro Sean Short. Man, is he entertaining to watch on the boards, especially paired up with ACL Pro Jay Dotson. They had a big win. They were entertaining to watch, and thank you, Sean, for sitting down and chatting this week. This weekend, it is ACL Charity Day, July 21st. Make sure you tune into our Facebook page. We're going to be streaming live coverage of our ACL Pro Celebrity Pro-Am event. It is going to be incredible. We're going to have some great matchups. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to be joined in the booth by $20 chef, Mr. Sean Latham of Barstool Sports, as well as Tony Dunst of the World Poker Tour. He's going to be the MC of the event. We got 8 celebrities also competing in the event with our ACL pros. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blast. So Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch. That's all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been Trey Ryder. We'll see you guys next week.